The Scandinavian seafarers had been conquering their place in the sun for 3 centuries. The territories were overpopulated, and they had no choice but to raid Europe, trade, or pirate the Mediterranean. Now Scandinavians, who lived in the 8th and 11th centuries, we call Vikings, and represent brutal men, with a severe appearance and unbending character. Their look as if says, "No one dares to cross me, especially a woman." But this is only the first impression. In fact, life in the Viking tribes was organized in such a way that the woman occupied almost the predominant role there. The Vikings had an interesting approach to the upbringing of girls and boys. From early childhood, they were told about the relationship between a man and a woman and how a family was created. Children understood that it was not only physical intimacy. Romantic feelings, love, and the desire to give pleasure to a loved one are the main ones. Signs of attention, with which it was customary to express their sympathy for the opposite sex. Now it seems ridiculous, but then they were very helpful to find a common language between shy young men and girls, and to start a lyrical relationship. A girl could express her preference for a guy by sewing him a shirt or offering to comb his hair. Young men had more unconventional methods. They collected a beautiful bouquet, which they did not present to the girl, but hit her in the face with it. The object of sympathy to such courtship had to respond with consent or refusal. A woman in marriage had rights that are not available to many people nowadays. In addition to the respect with which she was surrounded, she had the law on her side. In the event of her husband's death, all property passed to her by inheritance, and a Scandinavian woman could divorce at will. One reason for divorce could be dissatisfaction. If the husband did not give pleasure to the fullest extent, the wife absolutely calmly demanded a divorce. The procedure for dissolving a marriage was a 3-step procedure, and there could be no greater disgrace for a man than to be recognized as a failure. There was another defense for the woman, a very just one. If a man forced her into intimacy without consent, the People's Assembly ruled that she was still innocent. Scandinavian women clearly and unashamedly expressed their sympathies and favored middle-aged or even older men. By our standards, it was difficult to call them elderly, as the average lifespan was 35 to 45 years. But in those days, a 45-year-old man was already of age. Girls believed that middle-aged Vikings were already experienced and skillful enough. Under the protection of such a husband, a woman felt confident and fully satisfied her innermost desires. A young man Scandinavians compared to a tree with green leaves, just entering the force, and a middle-aged man with a tree that has given fruit, full of vital juices and strength. Maybe it was the combination of courage, steadfastness, and bravery on the one hand, and romanticism and love for women on the other, that became the basis for the long 300 years of existence of their tribes.